Previously, we discussed SLSQM 1 and 2. And so I told you we have three layers because we have three layers like this. This is a national level framework for audit quality, which we discuss in later, framework for audit quality, and the firm level, audit firm level. So we have SLSQM 1 and 2, SLSQM 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is there. And here we have individual engagement level. It is SLA US 220, quality management of an audit of the financial statement. So with that note, I think we can start discussion now. The standard is revised, the quality management of an audit of financial statement. So you can see SLA is 220. Revised clarifies the strengthens the key elements of the quality management at the engagement level. Each engagement level in the this is mainly give priority to the audit engagement level perspective, right? That the SLSQA1 non-assurance services also it is applicable, but in here it is narrowed down to the engagement level in external audit, right? For the so the engagement level, this is achieved by focusing on the critically important role of the engagement partner in managing and achieving quality of the audit engagement and reinforcing the importance of the quality to all members and the engagement team. The engagement performance, one of the key aspect of the engagement level quality. This is highly examinable engagement performance. In SLSQM1 also we have ensuring the good engagement performance, direction, need to direct. We discuss one by one. Supervise, review, consult, and resolution of disputes are there. So we are going to now discuss one by one separately. Direction. What is mean by direction? Direction. So the direction means the partner direct, the engagement partner need to direct the audit. Direction includes informing members of the engagement team, their responsibilities. What are their responsibilities? Including objectivity, mind, and professional skepticism. Responsibility respect of the partners, more than one partner. Sometimes two partners are involved. Responsibilities of the respective partners, right? The objective of the work to be performed, right? The nature of the entity's business, the risk-related issues, problem that may arise, the detailed approach of the performance of the engagement, right? Next is the supervision. The audit is supervised overall by the engagement partner, but more practical supervision is given within the audit team by senior staff or more junior staff. It means that audit junior, you are now working as audit junior, you are under supervision of the audit senior, right? Audit senior and audit supervisors. Audit senior and supervisors are there to support you, to supervise you, right? So more junior staff, and is also the case with the review. It includes tracking the progress of the audit engagement. We are tracking the progress, considering the capabilities and the competence of individual members of the team and whether they have sufficient time and understanding to carry out their work, addressing significant issues arising during the audit engagement and modify the planned approach appropriately, identify the matters for consultation or consideration by more experienced engagement team members during the audit engagement. Review. We are reviewing the partners, review managers, review are there, review. Review includes review. Review includes consideration of whether the work has been performed. Review කරනවා අපි බලනවා, right? The work has been performed in accordance with the professional standard and regulatory requirements. Significant matters have been raised the further consideration. Appropriate consultation have been taken place. There is a need to revise the nature, timing, and extent based on the risk assessment procedure, right? The work performed support the conclusion reached and it is appropriate documented. Documentation is needed, right? Appropriate documentation. Objectives of the engagement procedure have been achieved. The evidence obtained sufficient and appropriate for the circumstances and support to the auditor's report, auditor's finding. The audit engagement partner need not to review all the documentation, but do so. Some examination question, it is asking all MCQ in CA, not all, based on the significant matters, right? They should review critical areas of judgment, significant risk, and the other important matters. Consultation, right? right? Like doctors. The partner is also responsible for the ensuring that if difficult to continuous matters arise, the team takes appropriate consultation on the matter and that such matters and conclusions are appropriately recorded. If differences of opinion arise between the engagement partner and the team, the engagement partners in the case 28, the borrowing cost need to capitalize, the team members, the managers, others are dispute, right? Between sometimes between two partners also it can be happen. In that case, it need to be escalated to a senior partner, or the managing partner, or the more experienced partner, senior partner. The audit firm between the engagement partner and the engagement quality review. Sometimes EQR is saying this, and engagement partner is saying this. Based on their dispute, we know to file a resolution for it is escalated to a managing partner or senior partner. These differences should be resolved according to the firm's policy or differences of opinion, right? So the other important matters you can read out. The engagement partner overall responsible to the manage and achieve quality of the engagement is demonstrated through sufficient and appropriate involvement throughout the audit engagement. Throughout the engagement, changes have been made to the definition of the engagement team to recognize different and evolving engagement team structures. The engagement team definition includes the engagement team, all partners, staff performing the engagement, trainees are there, audit senior, audit supervisor, manager, senior manager, directors are there, other individuals who perform the audit procedures on the engagement and exclude the auditors, expert, and the internal auditors who provide the assistance to the engagement. Yeah, it is important. We are excluding here. We are excluding the auditors, expert, and the internal auditors. The engagement partner is responsible for the determining that there are sufficient and appropriate resources assigned or made available on the timely basis and the taking appropriate action when insufficient and inappropriate resources are be provided by the firm, among other matters. The engagement partner is permitted to assign appropriately skilled and suitably experienced members to the engagement team. Engagement partner has sole authority. SLA US 220 revised clarifies that ordinarily, the engagement team may depend on the firm's quality management processes or procedures only if it is effective. SLA's 220 revised include material on the importance of the professional skepticism and professional judgment, the caution in mind, being alert, being vigilant in performing audit engagements. Application material describes impediments of professional skepticism, auditors' bias, actions the engagement team can take. So with that note, we are concluding the SLSQM1, SLSQM2, which is applicable for the firm level, and the SLA US 220, which is applicable for the engagement level, audit level, and this is applicable for the framework for audit quality. It is also highly examinable. Actually, this is also examinable, right? This is a national level. What is that? National level, right? National level. I would like NL, right? Is a broader guideline in developing quality-based standards. In here, we can identify the 5 elements. Latter part we discuss. In the SLSQM1, we have engagement. Here you can see we have how many elements? 8 elements. Here, components of the elements of the firm's quality, firm's perspective, but here it is national perspective, right? The framework for, I will go to, the framework for audit quality describes the factors that contribute to the audit quality, both the firm level and the engagement level as well as national level. This is a broader guideline, the holistic view, the broader guideline. The letter, if I am drawing here, it is broader, and out of that, the SLSQM1, 2, and SLA is 220 are there. Here is SLSQM1, SLSQM2, and SLA is 220. This is the broader, this is the holistic view, framework for audit quality. Framework for audit quality, right? The framework is a separate document that seeks to provide guidance as to the factors that have might be impact on the audit quality through an input-output process model framing the interaction of the parties involved and the environment in which the audit is conducted. The framework have 5 elements: input, process, output, key interaction with the financial reporting supply chain, contextual factors. So inputs, we are discussing what is the process and what is the output. Key interaction of the financial reporting supply chain. So you know that how do financial reporting, financial statement are එන්නේ කොහමද? What's the process? Financial statement are coming from TB, trial balance. Trial balance එක එන්නේ කොහමද? Prime entry books නැද්ද? TB trial balance. Sorry, trial balance එක එන්නේ ledgers වලින්. GL එක ledger. Ledgers එන්නේ කොහමද? Prime entry books. Prime entry book එන්නේ කොහමද? Source document. Source documents එන්නේ කොහමද? Transaction and events නේ. Transactions and events. This is the key interactions in financial reporting supply chain, and contextual factors means macroeconomic factors, applicable financial reporting framework, corporate governance, information system, litigation environment, financial reporting timetable, laws and regulation which is prevailing in the financial reporting framework. Those are there. So at a latter part, we are going to discuss one by one. What is the input? The diagram. You can refer those things later. This diagram. So here you can see, so I will delete those stuff, otherwise you don't have time. So the right here you can see the input. Give me 1 minute. Inputs are grouped into the following input factors: the values, ethics, and attitudes of auditors, which in turn are influenced by the culture prevailing within the audit firm. In here, the inputs are the values. What are the values and ethics and attitudes of the auditors, which in turn influenced by the culture prevailing with the audit firm? The knowledge, the skills and experience of the auditors, and the time allocated for them to perform the audit. This is appropriate time because the meeting deadlines is appropriate. Within the above input factors, the qualify attributes the further organized between those applied to direct by the engagement level, firm level, and national level, right? So now we are going to discuss here the audit engagement level. The partner should ensure that the engagement team exhibit values, ethics, and attitudes necessary for sufficient objectivity. With sufficient objectivity, integrity, independence, and competence of the professional skepticism at the engagement level, the engagement teams should exhibit exhibits values, ethics, attitudes necessary for the sufficient and objectively integrity, independence, code of ethics requirements are there, professional skepticism. The firm level, the requires knowledge, skills, and experience again should be present at the firm level through a provision of sufficient time to deal with difficult issues, proper team structures, and sufficient training. National level, the firm should be robust licensing and education requirement for the auditors, as well as the arrangement of updating current auditors, updating. The outputs. Now we are going to closer to this end of this session. Outputs are arise from the auditing process that are generally not visible to those who are outside audited organization. For example, these may include improvements to the engagement entities, financial reporting practices, and internal control over the reporting ML through a management letter. We are informing that may include from the auditors finding the framework. Therefore, suggest expanding on the information and explanation provided in the audit report. Key interactions between the financial reporting supply chain, key interactions, the linkage between the financial reporting supply chain need to be high quality, meaning that although each parties play a vital role, it is interactions that interconnection, right? That have been particular impact on the quality of the audit. There have been interaction between auditors, management, users, those charging governance and regulators. I told you the macroeconomic factors. Sorry. Macro auditors, management, key interaction with the financial reporting supply chain. So we need to, as auditor, need to deal with the management, users, the intended users. It means shareholders, more probably stakeholders are there. Those charged with governance and the regulators. All of these interactions must be considered in order to ensure audit quality. Audit quality here you can see management should prepare the financial information on a timely basis. Auditor should discuss the information needed to agree the timetable, as well as observation and on improvements, reporting regulation, and observe legal and regulatory issues. there should be a effective two-way communication. There will also be interaction between the management and regulators, in interaction between the users and the auditor. In the case of the public sector entities in the PLC, professional accountancy forms high-level meetings as they are. Finally, we are coming to the contextual factors. Contextual factors means macroeconomic factors surrounding the quality. Those factors are contextual of the environment and they have potential for the audit quality. The factors that framework identify having the potential to the impact the applicable financial reporting framework, whether it's a full SLFRS, SLFRS for SME or SLFRS for small entity, corporate governance is there, how the company is controlled and directed, information systems, border cultural, financial reporting timetable, attracting talent, how they recruit the people with the talented people, litigation, audit regulation. So audit are regulated into the Sri Lanka auditing standards, and if there is any issue, we are need to go to the SLAuS the business practices and the commercial laws and regulations related to the financial reporting framework. Each of these factors has a potential impact to the quality. So with that note, we can conclude this session, and you need to have a thorough understanding as well as QM1, Sri Lanka Standard on Quality Management 1, which is applicable for the firm level, SLAuS 220, which is applicable for the engagement level, and the national level of framework for audit quality need to be there. And have a nice day to all. Thank you.